So, how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom is back. I love that. There's two things that I really love. A, I love when an anime doesn't create some kind of season two for nothing, or they call it a season two. This is a continuation. This is a part two. This is a core two. And the second thing I love that the second thing that I love that anime does when they do come back is they do it straight as a continuation, as it should be. Don't give us a bunch of BS recaps. Don't give us a bunch of nonsensical stuff. Don't give us something brand new. Give us the continuation of the story. And only so many anime can do this when they truly know they're going to get a continuation, a part two, and certain things. So it's not completely certain studios' faults for not having that perfect stop and continuation. A lot of times they don't get a continuation for years. But with How Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, knowing that they were going to get a next season, they ended really well with the introduction of the what was her name again? The girl, the representative for the Empire that came. They ended with her last season. They started with her this season, right? And this specific episode, the key things that it hit on was the reformation and reconstruction of Van, the way that Amadonia was going to be occupied and taken on from the Elfrieden Kingdom. It had the reconstruction plans in mind that they could be totally effed up by the Empire depending on how these conversations, when they happen and how they go with the Grand Chaos Empire or whatever. And they did certain things like build bridges and put their names on it. So when the anti-kingdom faction ends up effing them up, the people that are surrounded there are still for and support of the Elfrieden Kingdom because of the benefits that they provide in their lives. And then they take that negativity out on the anti-kingdom, and the anti-kingdom gets driven out by nature, by its people. So a lot of very smart things. Then the actual conversations begin to happen with the Prince of Amadonia and with the Grand Chaos Empire. And we get left off on a little cliffhanger, and that's where I think that my thoughts currently are right now, because the representative from the Grand Chaos Empire, Soma asked her, like, let's change venues because they're meeting in the King's Hall or whatever the hell you call it, where his throne is, the throne room, I guess you could say. And they're meeting there. He's like, let's change venue. Let's continue this conversation later somewhere else. Let's move somewhere that's more comfortable so we can speak where you're not standing, I'm sitting. And then he sends out one of his maids to go and take care of the prince because he sent him away. He sent baby away. Which I thought was cool. And then the episode just stops, and I'm like, oh my god, I need more. I was ready for us to sit down and have this full-blown conversation. But that's where my original thoughts come from of, I think this episode was a continuation of what we already had, and it was a seamless continuation. I like all the memories of the first season, or the first half of the season, came flooding through. Of like, okay, Amadonia, Van, the Civil War, Lisha, his different, like, all these things began to come back, and I was right back into it, because there hasn't been much time, right? We have 3 to 6 months, something like that, like 3 months, 6 months since the end of the original season, so not much time has passed, so it's still pretty fresh in our memories. So I love that it was just a continuation of. And as we move into next week's episode, I'm more hungry for more of How Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, because I think this anime is still such a unique anime, and it's such a unique take on the isekai genre. Isekai genre does get a little exhausted, and it does get a little tiring. So when you do have an original take with somebody coming in, which is being copied, by the way. There's another anime here called Genius Prince. It's basically this. But anyways, when you have an anime that comes and does something fresh and unique, and it's so interesting, right? It's a pleasure to watch. And the thing that I love the most about How This Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom is it is based in realism, and not in realist like in our world, but it's based on methodical choices being made. But as a viewer, we are getting walked through those methodical choices as Soma continues to make, and then we get to see the fruits of his labor constantly, right? He decides to make a road. We get to see him use the road. He decides to go and save the elves' forest. We get to see them being thankful and coming back for support. we see Soma go in and manipulate his civil war. We get to see the daughter of the person that was against him be in his care, and those people go and save, right? We get to see him make a choice to promote somebody to be the second in command, and those people end up being lovers, and this person takes care of them. They go through the army, and they're in full support of Soma, and they give their all to him because not only did they allow their love to blossom, they put them in the same ranks, so they're not thinking about anything else. So we get to see all of these methodical decisions that Soma continues to make, and that's where this anime is just so special. Is we get walked through it, and then we get to see these things happen, and they're not announced; they're just shown to us. But if you realize it and you look for it, you see these things kind of like you see the dominoes slowly fall as he kind of puts them down methodically, and then we get to see them fall, in slowly into place. The other thing is his second in command. I forget what the dude's name is, but he's the one that's his advisor, all dressed in black. Starts with a Y. I can't remember. Put it in the comments. I can't remember his name. 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥. I don't remember what his name is, but we finally got to see him come into play more this episode, which means that he's going to be more a part of the seasons, and I'm really happy to see that too because I like him a lot as a character. And I like that he's like the second in command and the advisor, and he is hungry and he is really well taught, and he has really good thought theory. So I'm very excited for that to come in as well. The thing I love most about this anime is there's very little action. It's mostly dialogue, and it's just so engaging. And I think that's the word of this anime that I love it so much. It's engaging, and I feel at the edge of my seat, and not because I'm watching like this like huge fight or something like I am with like Demon Slayer, right? When you watch Tanjiro go against the grain, or when you watch Midoriya and My Hero lose all his limbs and still pull off a win with his headbutt or something. It's like that's edge of the seat excitement. This is edge of the seat curiosity, and I love that so much. So that's really all I had for this episode. It was fantastic. I'm glad it's back. I can't wait to see more how Realist Hero built the kingdom. Let me know what your thoughts are of this episode and the anime in totality down in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys being here with me once again. Hopefully you're here with me every week. Make sure you guys subscribe if for some reason you've made it to this part of the video and you're new. And if you are not new, like the video. Do it. Do it for your boy. All right, we'll see you guys next week for episode 15. Peace.